We live.
Sweet. Marty, you looked up for a second. I thought we were playing like a Brady Bunch thing where you're looking.
I'm stretching, man. I slept a lot last night, so I'm stretching. How was your weekend?
It was all right.
Just all right. Did you do anything?
Nothing productive.
Exciting? Okay, well, that's what I guess for.
Nothing productive.
How about you?
Didn't seem productive, but I seemed busy. I don't know. Had a good weekend.
Cool.
All right. We have 10 people watching.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello.
Thanks for finding us on the dial.
Mm-hmm. Two minutes, Marty.
Okay. How's your YouTube channel? Is it growing at all?
Good question. I haven't looked at it
I think you have to throw money. I think you have to throw money at that.
Well, we do have a little bit of a following. So if anybody is watching us on Facebook right now, feel free to go watch us on YouTube. Go like and subscribe.
Yeah, help us out. Help us grow our YouTube page.
Good morning, Maureen.
Good morning. Is that banner covering my face, or is it just me looking at it?
No, well, it does. That's why I don't keep it up for very long. Let's see. We could do this.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You can move it back to the.
Do I have to stand to? Why is this so difficult? Every time we do this, we're just like, okay, why can my brain not process this?
We'll just keep it at this.
Wow, you got a bunch of different looks there. I like that.
We can do like this. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah,
there you go. You get to be the star.
How's everyone's Monday so far?
Feeling about like we are.
Yeah, I think so.
Ugh. I have not been sleeping well. I've been tossing and turning so much. I'm ready to go home and take a nap.
Well, why is that, do you think?
Well, because I'm on a trazodone is one.
Oh, okay.
And because I'm, transitioning doctors, or at least trying to, Michigan wants to see me again before they issue just refills of my current meds. And so I called Friday and tried to explain, I'm working on getting into a new doctor, but like I need my meds in the meantime. Can you just give me an extension?
And that was a yes?
Well, they said yes over the phone. Yeah, we'll make that happen. And then it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And if you need, good morning.
Good morning.
If you need to talk, call me after this on two things. Okay.
Okay. All right. Stand by.
That's Brad Paisley. Letter to Me on 102.9 W4 Country. Good morning. Breakfast without Bubba today with Madison Rowley and Brian Welch.
Good morning.
7:42 on your Monday, which means it is time for the Monday morning jumpstart with Dr. Marty. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing dandy.
All right. And today we are talking about?
We are talking about worry, why we worry, and how to stop worrying.
Well, that's good. And I imagine we have a few points and a bonus.
We have 5 points and a bonus. And then at the end, if we have some time, I want to give some fast rundown on some tips. Because first, we're going to talk about why. Because if you know why, and it doesn't make sense because you know that the reason you worry is a bad reason, it's not valid, then we can sort of be motivated to put some of the ideas in practice to stop it.
All right. That sounds good. Let's go. Point number one.
Point number one. Okay. This is the idea that, and these are errant beliefs, right? These are wrong beliefs, irrational. If I worry, then I won't be blindsided. So if I worry enough, I'll figure everything out. So when the future comes, then I'll have it all figured out. Okay. What do you think about that belief? Is that going to help you?
Well, judging on some of our talks about my anxiety and other things, I know that doesn't work out so well.
Right. See, we don't like surprises generally. Like most surprises aren't the, surprise, and everybody, all your friends jump out, and it's a surprise party. Most surprises they stress us out. And we're not very good at predicting the future. I don't know anybody that's good at that.
Yeah, we would need to be essentially Doctor Strange from Infinity War, where he sees all like 6 million possibilities, and there's only one that works.
Exactly.
But short of that, yeah, we're probably not going to guess what's going to happen.
Right.
There's only one Doctor Strange. It ain't you. So we have to know that that if here's the idea that will help too. If the future comes, guess what? You've always been able to handle it. You're going to handle it. If you don't know how to handle it, you'll find someone else to help you handle it. But you're going to be okay, more than likely. And also, we can get to some of those at the end of it. But the important point here, number one, is don't think you're solving your future, the future in the present moment. You're not solving your future. You're just worrying.
But I'm so worried, Marty.
Well, we'll get to the bottom. We can help you.
All right. All right. So do we want to do point 2 or do we want to continue?
Yeah,
all right, let's do point 2. We got a little time.
Ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Worrying. If I worry enough, then I'll be safe. I kind of alluded that to the last one. So it's sort of the superstitious thinking too, that, I have to worry about this, otherwise I won't be safe. Like somehow that's keeping me, from keeping the disaster at bay. Because it feels like we're taking action. We are taking action. It's just a waste of energy. And we're
not really taking action. We're just
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What you're doing is you're just kind of you're just struggling. You're not taking action. You're just struggling. It's standing still.
Interesting.
Struggling, standing still.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I get the idea of like you're keeping an eye on whatever you think the problem is, and you're paying it heed. You're just like, as long as they keep an eye on it, it can't sneak up on me.
But are you successful at that? Probably not. All right. We will get to more points then shortly. We need to get to traffic, and you can watch us facebook.com/W4Country as well. We'll continue the conversation off the air on Facebook and on YouTube right now as well. Traffic not looking too bad. We are watching a little slower traffic on 96 eastbound right around Latson Road, but no major problems through there. I think it's actually a little bit, it's even more cleared up. 23 is running smoothly. No problems to report on 94. M52 is looking all right. M14 is looking all right. A little heavier traffic on US 12 right around 23. Also Plymouth Road right around 23 and right around here on Parkway. If you have a tip for us, 734-623-1029. Traffic is sponsored by Indeed.com, and that's the latest from the W4Country Traffic Center. And did you know that if you are trying to lose weight, that Ideal You has the perfect support for you? They are your built-in support system. You have a weight loss coach that helps you out every single day. They are there to cheer you on, to hold you accountable, to show you the right way to keep on track. And if you even get off track a little bit, they'll get you back on track as well. All the way to lose up to 40 pounds in 40 days. If you have tried, but you gave up because you didn't have that support, well, Ideal You is here for you. And right now at idealu.us, you can get your consultation for free. Idealu.us. Normally the consultations are $100, but W4Country listeners can book right now for free. In my first 10 days on Ideal You, I lost 12 pounds, and you can do it too. I lost 22 pounds in 40 days. You can lose up to 40 pounds in 40 days with Ideal You. All that bad weight flying right off. Book your consultation at idealu.us now. Results may vary based on physical health and adherence to program. No weight loss or health guarantees are provided or implied. All right.
All right.
All right. All right. We got a lot of people watching us now. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Troy.
Hey, Troy.
Troy. And Billy, Sarah, Mom, and Lisa.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Lisa.
Thanks for joining us today.
Troy, Kathy was looking for flights out there. They're expensive. Get us a sweet hookup with your friends at the airport.
Where's Troy?
Troy's out in Arizona.
Oh, that's right. Good morning, Phyllis.
Good morning, Phyllis.
Do you worry ever, Marty?
I don't worry anymore. I'm honest. I used to worry about everything. I don't worry about anything anymore.
Does it take a lot of practice to just stop worrying? Like, do you catch yourself worrying?
Let's put it this way. Yeah, practice does help. Absolutely. Look, we get good at what we practice. Practice worrying, guess what? Get good at it. Right? Mm-hmm. It's a habit of thought. That's why we want to talk about why, because when you realize like how irrational and self-defeating it is to worry, maybe people will be confident enough to use some of the techniques to stop worrying. Also, when you worry, guess what it does to the people around you?
It puts them on edge, probably, right?
Yeah, we feel what other people feel, right? You walk into the room. Some people walk into the room and the energy completely shifts, right? And and that's the intensity of the emotion. So that goes with the positive emotions too. People tend to feel better around happy people, and like or peaceful people, let's say, if not happy.
We don't like it when somebody else is anxious.
Mm-hmm.
No, animals feel it too. Like I know when what my dogs feel a lot of the time.
That's that's sort of a vestige of evolution, right? If we
Sure
have a group and somebody in that group is nervous, it might be because there's a saber-toothed tiger nearby.
Yeah, no question about that. And that's why when we use these models, part of the evidence that we get for emotions and how emotions work is we do have animal models for these too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it isn't just human beings. We have similarities in our nervous system with other animals, especially dogs.
But if a saber-toothed tiger is nearby, I will be worried.
Well, yeah, and that's a legitimate worry, and that's why you
Okay.
want people in your tribe to pick up on that.
Mhm.
So we're fighting sort of a biological impulse that we have.
Sure,
right?
sure. Yeah. No, well, and also look, make it your friend. Like it's not bad to be threat sensitive somewhat, so you don't get hit by a car. So when you cross the road, right, you want to be a little threat sensitive, but you don't. The difference between the saber-tooth fear and worry is what? Because the saber-tooth tiger, if I see that thing, I'm not worried.
You're afraid.
Yeah, I'm afraid, and I need to be afraid because guess what? I get some adrenaline. I get really
Terrified.
focused. Right, I'm not thinking about other issues. Yeah. Or maybe I'll freeze, or maybe I'll be not that much so I can run. But certainly it's not worry. Because worry is time travel. Now, if I'm walking in the woods where I think there might be a saber-tooth tiger, and that's all I can think about, and I'm anticipating a saber-tooth tiger, then that's worry. That's different than fear. Fear only lasts seconds usually, long enough for the threat to be extinguished.
Fear is the clear and present danger, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Worry is more the Patriot games.
I think about that. Yeah, you're right. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, here's the net though. Your thoughts, those thoughts that you have that worry you, they're not real. Thoughts aren't reality.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're having an experience, but it's in your imagination. You're just time traveling to a terrible outcome, right? Of a future outcome or probability of a terrible future outcome. But your thoughts aren't reality.
But they feel real sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They sure do. Our imaginations are powerful. So stop thinking.
We got any questions in the comments so far?
Everybody said good morning.
Everybody's tracking.
Yep. What sort of things do you guys worry about?
Or do you worry? Is there anyone who just gave that up?
Right. Are you as healthy as Marty is?
Well, I have other issues. It's just not worry.
Oh, okay.
We're coming back in just a few seconds.
We're coming back. We'll do 1 point here, you think?
Yeah.
And then we'll do Florida Georgia line and then another point.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Cool. Stand by.
That's Russell Dickerson, Every Little Thing on 102.9 W4 Country. It is 7:52 on your Monday, Breakfast Without Bubba with Madison Rowley and Brian Welch.
Good morning.
And Dr. Marty. And Dr. Marty, we're talking about worrying, and you've given us a couple of points so far about how to stop worry, or why we worry, I guess, right?
Yeah. Errant thoughts, you called them, that we incorrectly believe that I won't be blindsided or I will be safe if I'm worrying about something.
That's one.
What's number 3?
Number 3, if I worry, it means I care. So worrying equals care. Okay. So what we want to do with that one is, guess what?
That's not true at all, is it?
It's not true at all, because now concerns are good. So what's the difference between a concern and a worry? Like if I say, like we planted some stuff outside, right? So if I'm worried about those plants, that's different than if I have a concern. for? What's the difference between worry and concern?
The concern is grounded in like actual events.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're in the problem solving mode or care mode. Like, I care about the plans. I'm not afraid that something bad's going to happen. That would be worry. So what we're going to do is we want to shift our worries, which includes what emotion?
Fear.
Yeah, right on. Like, something's going to happen. There's something to just care, which means, I have a healthy concern and for whatever in that case, plants, right? But I'm not going to worry about them.
Okay. So care would be like, say, put up some fencing to keep rabbits away from your plants.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Worry would be reading about potential like boll weevil infestations that we haven't dealt with. Am I getting close on that one?
Yeah, that's good. Yes.
All right, we're going to come back for the fourth one right after Florida Georgia line. They have some strong feelings about their country, Madison.
Well, they love their country.
It's the L word. Total 2.9 W4 country.
Phyllis says, I don't worry anymore.
Good. I bet I know why you don't worry, Phyllis.
She says, God's got me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. That does help.
Sometimes it's a lot easier said than done, though.
You gotta do what they say. you have to obey it, and then it works.
It's hard. Especially like when you don't have experience doing that, because then you don't necessarily trust it.
It's good to find people who are ahead of us. You know what I mean? In that way, and learn from them too. You know, it's hard to do anything big on your own.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Find someone else who can set the example for you.
Find someone that you would like to be like. Yeah. Don't take advice from people that you don't want to be like. They're going to tell you how to be like them. And if you don't like that, don't do it. Or criticism for that matter.
All right.
I've applied that advice.
Doesn't it help?
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's like, oh yeah, you don't really matter to me. You know, what you're telling me. You're telling me how to think like you, and I don't really want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've come across people that I didn't want to be like who
want to tell you?
They had lots of good advice to pass along.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how to be angry. Let me show you how to be worried. Let me show you how to be obnoxious, kind of things.
Mm-hmm. Let me show you how to benefit at the expense of others.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you're real wrapped up in that, though, it's hard to see
it is,
how it should be or how different it can be.
Okay, and that's a great point. And you know what? The first thing you should do in order to set the conditions so you can have that type of insight. What am I going to tell you? You don't know?
What are you going to tell us?
Take care of your body. A lot of every emotion is physiologic. So you want to take care of your sleep. You want to take sleep stress, nutrition stress, activity, the appropriate activity. And so you're not sedentary, but you're also not overtraining. And then you're letting yourself recovery. It's a stress recovery model because we like stress. We like problems. We just like the stress that we choose and the problems that we are interested in. So to set the conditions for that, you have to have a calm body.
All right. Let's hold on that.
We'll do one more point here.
Mm-hmm.
Florida Georgia line. I love my country on 102.9 W4 Country, 7:57 on your Monday. It's Brian Welch and Madison Raleigh and Dr. Sure? Marty. Yeah, I had to think about that for a second because we're right in the middle of the Monday morning jumpstart with Dr. Marty. You can catch us facebook.com/W4 Country and on YouTube as well. Catch the behind the scenes conversation. We're getting deep into it, I feel like.
Yeah, right.
Today we're talking about worrying, why we worry, and you're going to give us some tips on how to stop worrying as well, right?
Yes, yeah, right there.
So where are we on? Number 4 now?
We're on 4, why we worry.
Okay, so here's another irrational belief that causes people to invest in worrying is worrying motivates me. So I see this a lot, especially with type A, high achieving people. They think that fear or that worry that they're getting, that's the extra juice they need to get things done. Okay, actually, we're better motivated by successes rather than fear. right? Because successes is an approach type thing. Like, yeah, I'm winning. Let's keep going forward. The worry is a hold back, sort of emotion. Like it's more has you on your heels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know anybody like that?
I'm thinking. I'm
Yeah.
taking it all in now. What are your motivators? I guess, right?
Right. So I say.
Go ahead, Marty.
Well, I'm saying like they're doing it the hard way, because I used to do that too. I used to worry about things all the time. I thought that was like moving me forward or something, because it felt like I was doing something. So you can do something the hard way or the easy way. To go into it relaxed, you're able to actually think more clearly. You don't stress the people around you out when you do it that way. So think of it this way: to worry and get something done, you're not getting anything extra out of that. That adrenaline may make you feel like it, or some of those other things we talk about, like, oh, just because I care a lot. That's not actually true. It's actually self-defeating to put worry and rather than care into jobs and goals and things like that.
So they talk about like playing to win the game versus playing to not lose the game.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, that's the dichotomy, I think. The worry is like, I'm afraid I'm going to lose. And then the other attitude is more
Right.
self-enhancing, right?
They sound the same on
Mhm.
one level, but if you look at them, there's important differences there, and it's the motivation that you were talking about.
Right on.
Well,
All
Marty,
right.
can we keep you with us for a little while?
Sure, I have nothing to do.
We got to get the last point
Right.
in, and then you're going to give us some tips too, right?
Sure. Yep,
Okay.
let's come up.
So moving on to your roadways, no major worries there, thankfully. 96 seems to be running pretty smoothly. Maybe just a little heavier traffic on 96 eastbound right through Beck Road. 23 looks all right. No problems to report on 94. Maybe just a little heavier traffic right at the 94 and 23 interchange. Also a little heavier on US 12 right around 23, and on Plymouth right around here on Parkway and right around 23. If you have a tip for us, 734-623-1029. Traffic is sponsored by University Living, and that's the latest from the W4 Country Traffic Center.
And we're back.
Mhm.
Going to delete this one.
Maureen says, I don't worry anymore. Too old, learned it doesn't make
Good
sense.
at that. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You finally figure that out.
There's a certain amount of like, you've been through things enough times that you just know that there's no point in worrying about certain things too.
But it can go either way. You're right, but it can go either way, because remember, we get good at what we practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, practice. I had a teacher, I think she was a 3rd or 4th grade teacher. She said, practice makes permanent.
Yes,
Oh.
that's right. Yeah, if it fires together, it wires together. That's what we say.
Mhm.
Like those synapses strengthen.
You got me thinking about my anxiety a lot this morning, Marty.
Actually, I think you brought the topic up. Remember?
Did I?
A couple weeks ago.
Maybe I did.
Yeah.
I say things sometimes. I don't know.
No, you have good topics. Lately, a lot of these shows have been your ideas.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
I would be interested in what people want us to.
Yeah,
do
let's
shows on.
open it up. Like, what do you, we've got 20-some people watching
Yeah.
right now. What kinds of topics would you like us to discuss?
Yeah.
What would be helpful to you
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What
what
interested
would
in?
be?
in these uncertain times?
Oh, come on, cut it out.
Now more than ever.
What was it? My mom found someone who said, in these unusual times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if I like that any better or not, but it's different. I've just started saying in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It says it all.
Because that's it right there, right? Just
Mhm.
in 2020. Well, all right. Terry has a good idea.
Okay,
She's
I do like that.
Work-life balance. Yeah, that's a
Oh.
good topic.
Oh man, and that actually anxiety plays into that.
And
Right?
I think
and
right
guilt.
now it's probably hard for people who are like working from home to have a work-life balance because
Uh-huh.
it's all happening in one place.
Right.
And yet another concept in that too, because I still don't know why, and I ask people this: why will people not take care of themselves? Okay, they take better care of their animals and plants than they do themselves, right?
Mhm.
They'll do things for other people, and they want the dog to get his exercise and all that kind of stuff, and doesn't miss a meal. Some of it, I think, is guilt. Well, I know some of it's guilt.
Well, you
Like,
don't. If you're taking time for yourself, what are you neglecting?
Who am I neglecting too?
Right.
So especially moms, I see that a lot too. So what I like to do is shift that around where like, look, the kindest thing you can do for the people around you, and you guys know this, is have yourself together, right? Be a calm person to be around, be a pleasant person to be around, someone who slept well that night. That's really kind of important. Someone who might smile, that has an effect on the people around you, right? So it's not selfish. I take it the other way.
And the opposite has a negative effect on people around you too. So
absolutely, it does. 100%. You've been around people, like, they're people that I stay away from, not because I'm judging them, but just because of the effect it has on me.
Mm-hmm. True.
And if you're listening, you know who I'm talking about.
No. That was it reminds me of one of my dad jokes that I did the other day.
Are you going to tell it?
Well, people these days are so judgmental, Marty. And you know what? I can tell by looking at them.
I spot them a mile away.
Yep, I can tell.
That's a good tip. I like that one. Or topic, I mean. I like that one.
Yeah, I like it too. I'll do that.
What other ideas? Come on. I know some people have ideas.
I think going, further down that avenue, I think we are often expected to, drop what we're doing for work if necessary. And part of that is that we're broadcasting a show 24/7.
Yeah.
And if our station is silent or, malfunctioning, we're actively losing listeners and, our approval is falling.
Yeah, and it all depends on me. Like there's nobody. So I'm probably asking for help, or people have a hard time saying no to people.
Yeah,
right, because they don't want them to get mad at them or something. So if you're that person, you're going to find more difficulty in getting that balance down.
And that's sort of come to apply everywhere. What with you have your smartphone, and we've said to and about people in this building, that's the reason we put this all online, so you can do it on your phone anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're saying that's why we have this system set up, so it can be done anywhere, anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why be careful what you leave on your phone. I took that Facebook chiclet off mine, and it's helped a lot.
Chiclet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, you talk a lot, Marty, about like limiting social media and being careful where and how often you get your news and all of that. And, in the time off that I had recently, I made a point of like just done for 1 week. I mean, so not like forever. And there are different ways to keep up with certain things if necessary, but I just didn't take in any social media, and I didn't do, or very, very little. And I didn't watch the news I was very careful as to where it was coming from if I was getting news, and it felt good.
What did it feel like? What happened?
I was calm. It was peaceful. I wasn't worried in general about a lot of different things.
Yeah. So what passes as news right now is, I think, fear bait, gossip, and activism, political activism, which includes all that worry and fear and all that kind of stuff. It's not news. It's news if you're going to make a decision, in your life, then it's probably news. Otherwise, what I'm seeing mostly, there are exceptions, but the I won't mention the networks, but people know who I'm talking about.
No, but it is interesting that, so much of our mental health, to have better mental health, I mean, we do have to pay attention to things like that. And so many of the topics that you bring up come back to, hey, you know what? Leave some of that alone.
Yeah, get away from it. And that includes high maintenance people or, shows that make you feel bad. When you feel worse, notice how you feel. If you feel worse doing something, that means like angry or fearful, because anger and fear are those threat emotions. So if someone is peddling you threats, you got to worry about this. Otherwise, you might be jammed in the future, or look at this awful person that I have to go after and they ought to be punished. It's causing resentments. Then turn that off or dial it down so far it's not giving you those effects or having those effects.
Turn it off.
Turn it off.
Walk away from that stuff. Put it down. And the modeling of awful behavior too. Like I see that a lot. Like they're just awful to other human beings. They don't talk about the substantive issue even. It's just like how awful that person is. And we start looking at that enough, and it kind of give you a stomach ache.
Give you a stomach ache. That's happened to me before, though. I mean, really, I've been so anxious to the point that I feel sick.
Oh, for sure. Because your body's getting ready for a threat. So all that blood is going from your digestive, organs out to your arms and legs and extremities. You're sitting in a safe environment, feeling like you're under this giant threat. Is what's happening.
So your body's producing the adrenaline and the cortisol.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because like that's what they're trying to tell you. There's an existential threat, is what the news is trying to tell you. This is an existential threat to you, and it's not. And there are people smarter than me handling this stuff anyway. Like they're not gonna bring me into a meeting and ask me what I should be doing on these things.
I don't know about smarter, Marty. Maybe better informed.
Well, maybe both.
Maybe with better reason.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on smarter at this point for most of them. We're back in about 1 minute.
Okay.
So we'll do your fifth point, your bonus, and you got some tips.
Oh, excuse me.
Get a hold of yourself over there.
I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you got me.
I need an extra cup of coffee this morning. So that means you're not crazy, right? Because you yawned because I yawned.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sociopathic.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to do it again, too.
I mean, that's not the only indicator. Have you ever heard that, Marty, that like it's a sign of sociopathy if you don't yawn when somebody else does because there's no empathy there?
I have to see the research on that, because I don't even know how you would study that. I mean, that's a hypothesis, it sounds like.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Hold on.
All right. Bacon Rich and Tim McGraw loving lately on 102.9 W4 Country. Happy Monday. It's Breakfast Without Bubba today with Madison Rowley and Brian Welch.
Good morning.
And it's 8 to 10, and we are rolling right along with the Monday morning jumpstart with Dr. Marty. Today we are talking about why we worry and how to stop. And so far we've powered through four reasons why we worry, right?
That's right.
All right. Do we want to recap those real quick? You got those written down over there?
Yeah. So we talk, these are errant thoughts that if I worry about, I won't be blindsided. If I worry, I'll be safe. If I worry, that means I care. And if I worry, that's what motivates me.
Mm-hmm.
So what's number 5?
Number 5.
Okay. Number 5, worrying helps me solve my problems. Okay. So worrying actually moves me forward in problem solving, that I'm actually solving a problem, and it actually interferes. Because when we're in that state of, oh my gosh, something bad's going to happen, our frontal lobe gets hijacked by our limbic system, right? So that higher thought errors. Have you ever noticed how if somebody surprises you, you start getting anxious, how you can blank out? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what's happening right there. Like we learn best.
You're doing or saying.
Yeah.
Right. Like think about it. If you're going to choke on something, let's say that, you're at the free throw line and, there's a 1/10 of a second on the clock and you got to hit this thing. What's the best state to be in?
You got to be calm.
Yeah, calm, because it helps us focus. Right, because that helps us focus.
Absolutely. All right. So those are all of the reasons why we worry.
We need a bonus.
We do need the bonus.
Okay, so the tips are the bonus.
The tips are the bonus.
Okay. Right. So I'm going to tell you what you can practice.
So how to stop worrying now.
Okay, right. And this is true of so much thing. Calm your nervous system. You're getting a false detection of a threat when you're worrying, right? And then what's happening, you don't realize it, but your breathing is affected and your blood pressure is going up, and you're pumping out adrenaline. So learn to practice calm. You can learn to practice calm, because if you talk about people who meditate or do yoga, they've done that. So make that part of your day. Okay.
Rest, and that works. I'll give you that. It does. My watch reminds me every once in a while, breathe a little bit. And when I do it, it definitely calms me down.
It does. And it can become a habit too. And it's very reassuring, and it's very empowering to know that, I can actually have some control, because it felt like I didn't have control because of this event that someone's telling me about or thing I'm worried about. Okay. Next is recognize that it is time travel. when I'm imagining that I know what the future is going to be and the probability that something's going to happen, and sometimes it's in the past too. We can get anxious about the past too, like, oh my gosh, did I screw that up? You know what I mean? Or did I leave the stove on or something like that, right?
Mhm.
So you want to try to stay in the moment where the real life is, right? The real life is in the moment, and you're going to be okay. You'll solve the problem when it comes. So, let your guard down. Next, accept uncertainty. Like, uncertainty.
For a lot of people, I think.
Why? What's the difference between someone because nobody knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, but it's hard to accept that.
Some people do. Okay, but
Have
you're right.
to know.
You're right, and because the different, like, look, there's uncertainty around Christmas, right? But you might be excited about Christmas, right? So we don't know what's going to happen, but we anticipate it's going to be good, or at least okay, or really fabulous. So it's the quality of thought about the future is the issue. And
people who appear to be good at anticipating things.
Like, for instance.
So I mean, you always see things like, what's Warren Buffett investing in next, because he always knows what's going to be the next big thing. And so, like, we praise that in, like, well, we got to listen to this guy because he's been right before, and that's it.
Yeah, this person knows what they're talking about. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. So, but if we're going to have a fantasy about the future, why not make it great? Why does it have to be negative? Like, I could look at Warren Buffett and go, oh, I feel good about this because this will help my position. I'll take his advice maybe, but I don't have to worry about it. Okay. So live in the present is what it is, as much as you can. Okay. Yep. I got 3 quick ones. We have time?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay. Doubt every thought. Your thoughts aren't reality. We kind of mentioned that earlier on, so know that. And also, this is the last one, face your fears. So don't run from your fears, because fears go away when we face them. What happens to a fear when we run from it? A threat.
I do think when I specifically thinking, like, when you and I have worked on some things, in my personal life, when I have been able to say, hey, I can face this, and I know that I can get through it, I come out stronger on the other side, for sure. Yeah. And it helps me in the future realize, okay, I'm going to remember that, because next time this happens, I'll feel better about it.
Yep. Fears grow when we run from them.
All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Marty. Really appreciate you spending time with us this morning.
Glad to do it.
All right. We'll see you again soon.
Okay. Yep. Take care now.
Brian Welch, today's looking all right.
Oh, yeah. We're getting sunny today, and highs around 80.
All right. Want to make sure we get that in there before the traffic, which is nothing to worry about right now. 94 is running smoothly. So is 23. No major problems to report on M14 or US 12 or M52. Maybe just a little heavier traffic on 12 right at 23, but nothing major. If you have a tip for us, 734-623-1029. Traffic is sponsored by Staples Stores, and that's the latest from the W4 Country Traffic Center. All right, Marty, you already pieced out.
Yep.
So we're going to say goodbye. Thanks, y'all, for watching. And definitely let us know if you have any topics for future Monday Morning Jumpstarts.
Yeah, hit us up. We'd love to, stump Marty.
Shoot us a message or something. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good Monday.
Bye.